Challenge of Jesus, renowned historical Jesus scholar John Dominic Crossan introduces audiences to a Jesus they've not known before by exploring the matrix of Jesus' unique time and place.
You cannot skip time and place. It's not as if Jesus is dropped down into Galilee in Israel, but it could have been Galway in Ireland, and nothing would change. That's absurd. Think of Jesus in the year 20 CE, as we say, Common Era century. Now moving 50 years back, you're into 30, as we call it, BCE. Herod is taking over, Herod the Great is taking over the country, given to him by the Romans. I would give Jesus 10 minutes under Herod the Great before he was killed. Go 50 years in the opposite direction from 20. You're into 70 when the Roman revenge is destroying the Jewish homeland and burning the temple to the ground. I'd give Jesus 5 minutes. So you cannot take him out of time and place.
Drawing on a lifetime of rigorous biblical and archaeological research, Dr. Crossan paints intense portraits of the flesh and blood characters who shaped the world into which Jesus was born.
Savior of the world. Those, as no doubt you know, were the titles of Caesar the Augustus, Caesar the one to be worshipped. What happens when titles like those, the titles of Roman imperial theology, are taken from the emperor who lives on the Palatine Hill in Rome and given to a Jewish peasant who lives on the Nazareth Ridge in Galilee of all places?
John Dominic Crossan leaves no stones unturned as he reveals what he calls the glue that held the Roman Empire together.
And there we begin to see clearly, succinctly, in magnificent, big, tall Latin letters, religion, war, victory, peace. The Roman mantra, the Roman program, and the program of every empire that has ever existed in the history of the world. How do you get peace? You get it through victory.
In The Challenge of Jesus, John Dominic Crossan pulls back the curtain on what drove Jesus, what he was after, and why it cost him his life.
What happened then that never happened before? Why did Jesus go to Jerusalem? Did he go to get himself killed? And that was not that difficult to get yourself killed under the Roman imperial control. What did he go up to Jerusalem to do?
A 160-page companion reader's guide helps teachers and group leaders prepare for each of the 16 15-minute DVD segments with text of Dr. Crossan's presentations, as well as suggested discussion concepts and discussion questions. Class participants can download PDFs from our website to help them prepare for group discussions.
One of the things that I appreciated most about Dr. Crossan's lecture, and frankly the whole way that the Challenge of Jesus series was presented, was that it meant someone who isn't a great theologian or a great scholar could stand up and present the material to be both a participant and a leader in it, because it was done so well that you got to listen, and the whole group shared the experience of listening to the video. So the material that Dr. Crossan gave didn't just stop in the Sunday school room. It jumped out to people because they wanted to do more research. They wanted to find out why it was that he said what he said.
In The Challenge of Jesus, John Dominic Crossan brings us into a wider, deeper understanding about historical Jesus and why it is profoundly important and deeply rewarding to pay attention to the realities of that time and that place.
Jesus says to Pilate, "My kingdom is not of this world. If it were of this world, my companions would be in here fighting to get me out. Therefore, Pilate, your kingdom is based on violence. My kingdom, God's kingdom, is based on nonviolent resistance to evil."